Hey guys, it's Grand Admiral Thrawn here to do my second part to my Breaking Bad custom LEGO CMF series. Now, I realized my first video was a bit plain, but I hope that this one isn't. And speaking of my last video, there is one thing I wanted to mention. I forgot what Hank's accessory could be. Some Schrader brew. And unlike the blue stuff or a gun, LEGO would be able to do this because in the UCS Back to the Future DeLorean, they have a gold can with a. And in the movie, that was a beer can that Doc put in the thing. So that shows LEGO is willing to put a beer can in an 18 plus set. So I don't think they'd be willing. I do think they would be willing to add a bottle for Hank, but this series will probably never even exist anyway. Now that we're done with the first video, let's get into the second video. And this video, like I stated in the last one, is focused. This one has parts of El Camino characters in it. And the first video centered around Breaking Bad alone. This video centers on El Camino, and it has Breaking Bad characters that I couldn't fit. Anyway, as number one, we have Jesse Pinkman in his El Camino outfit. And his accessories would be two guns for that epic duel he has with Candy. The second character, The second character I have for this series is Jesse's friend, Badger. And Badger can't be complete without Skinny Pete, his buddy. But anyway, speaking of Badger, I did have an idea for a cool accessory Badger could have. In El Camino, they do have a mini model of the Enterprise in the background, and Badger's always talking about the Enterprise. So I was thinking, like, he could have an Xbox controller or the Enterprise, because him and Skinny are always playing in that video, like in El Camino, how they're playing that video game. That's my first idea for an accessory for Badger. For Skinny, on the other hand, he would have a dual-changing head so that you can give Jesse his hat, which was a very cool moment, and that actually improved on Skinny Pete. And it showed in that movie how they're not bad guys, they're just Jesse's friends. Number 4, I have Todd. Now, this is his Breaking Bad outfit from the train heist that I had in mind, but, I mean, Todd was in El Camino more, so there are characters that are in Breaking Bad, but they're in El Camino then. But that applies to a lot of characters. Anyway, for Todd's accessory, I was thinking he could have the spider in a jar, even though that's from a sad moment in the show. It would be a nice, cool accessory for him, because that is something that Todd did keep. Speaking of Candy, well, even though it was a while ago when I spoke of him, he is also on this list. And for his accessory, I was thinking a bunch of money and a gun, because he only had the one gun during the duel. And I think Candy was actually a pretty cool villain for the movie. Number 6, I have a character whose name is in the opening credits of El Camino, even though she's only in the movie for like 5 seconds. Jane, a main character from Breaking Bad. And I figured her in her Breaking Bad outfit would be cool. And for her accessory, I have Apology Girl. Like, it would be a drawing of Apology Girl, even though it would probably just be a printed thing on a piece, on the Lego piece. For number 7, I have Jack, and he kind of fits with El Camino. I don't remember him actually being in El Camino, though. So he's in his Breaking Bad outfit. He would come. Now, good thing for Lego, they don't show the neck, so you wouldn't have to worry about his tattoo. Although Lego did make that Indiana Jones plane with the Nazis originally, so. Although they did not have the symbol on it. I'm just stating that, yeah, anyway. Jack was a good antagonist for Season 5, Part 2. And he would translate well into a Lego figure, as long as they don't have the symbol on him. For number 8, this is when we get into the Breaking Bad characters. I have Walt Jr., and for his accessories, I was thinking like a plate with some breakfast on it, but he would also need his crutches, or crutch, I don't know. You could do one crutch and then a plate, or you could do both crutches and then just have a plate there too. And yes, there are a lot of all the memes are about him with breakfast are kind of true, but that's mainly because about 80% of his scenes are during breakfast. For number 9, I have Hector Salamanca. Now, I don't know how they would do the wheelchair, which is what he's in for the entirety of Breaking Bad. He is in Better Call Saul out of a wheelchair, but this is Breaking Bad anyway, and he's almost always in the wheelchair. So I think that could be his accessory. It would be like a little mini build, though. It would probably just be like a chair, and then you'd have the wheels. But yeah, Hector Salamanca as number 9. Number 10, I have twin number 1. I can't remember their names, so I'm just going to call this one twin 1 and this one twin 2. And twin 1, I feel like the twins, they would be best in their suits of like the gold and the blue. That I think stands out and would be a good one for a CMF series. Obviously, their accessories would be guns. And I don't know if Lego could do it, but like printing on the feet of how their boots were, that would be pretty cool to see. And then, well, obviously, number 11 is Twin 2, the one in blue. That's all I'm going to say. And then up next, I have the most hated character in Breaking Bad, Lydia. And obvious what her accessory would be. It would be like her tea that she's always talking about, how she wants that tea, which then is how Walt kills her. But yeah. Lydia would be a pretty plain minifigure. I feel like she's the most plain in this whole video. But yeah, she's a main character in the show regardless, so she made the list. Anyway, this is Grand Admiral Thrawn showing you my custom CMF series of Breaking Bad characters, part 2. Up next will be a Better Call Saul themed video, which I am already in the works on. This is Grand Admiral Thrawn signing off.